Welcome back, everybody. Great to be here. Love being able to bring you a new health concept each and every day on the Cabral Concept. Today, we're going to be talking about the one anti-aging nutrient that most people are not talking about. It's easy to get, and it provides amazing health benefits, but it's almost never talked about. Now, one of the important things, though, it is a crucial factor for dementia, Alzheimer's, and essentially vascular, or I should say nervous system-based disorders. So the one nutrient that I'm talking about is called nerve growth factor. Now, it's usually said as NGF for short. You've probably heard about BDNF before, which is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And one of the reasons why that's become more popular, because we know that the more BDNF we have, well, the more anti-aging benefits for the brain there is. So think of BDNF, and I'll link up, if you've never heard about that before, that's okay as well. I'm going to link up that show at stephencabral.com/3254. And I'll also link up the show as to how to improve your BDNF so that you actually improve your brain as you age, that you don't have to be a victim of Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, etc. Well, something that goes right along with that, and something that you'll be hearing more about in the future, is nerve growth factor, NGF, not BDNF, but NGF. And what it is it is essentially a protein, so that's the nutrient that I'm talking about, that plays a key role in keeping the nervous system or neurons young. So let's talk about that. So if you think about it, BDNF is for the brain, right? Well, the brain is attached to what? Essentially our nervous system, which then innervates the entire body. So we've got brain, and then as it moves down our spinal column, it moves into the nervous system. And the nervous system then controls every process in the body. And it controls that from what's called the central nervous system, which you can look at as the autonomic nervous system of fight or flight based activities, and rest and relax or parasympathetic nervous system activities like digestion and all of the other processes that happen naturally, and they happen especially when we are calm and relaxed. Well, all of that works through essentially neurons and nerves. Those nerves are in our brain as well, and they innervate then through our body, and those send signals. Well, as we get older, due to inflammation and toxicity, and certain deficiencies, nutrient deficiencies, these neurons can start to deteriorate. And as they deteriorate, it can lead to then dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, vision loss, and more. So the important thing is that we can focus on NGF before we even need to focus on it, meaning it's preventative-based care, I know that, but before you get a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, dementia, etc., if you can begin to think about it, I'm going to give you some easy strategies, then you're going to be able to improve and turn over your nerve cell growth. That means that just like red blood cells that are turning over every 3 to 4 months, well, as new neurons or nerve growth happens in the body, we want to be able to ensure that it's not bathing in a sea of inflammation, that has all the nutrients that it needs in order to continue to reproduce and develop naturally. Now, another thing by increasing nerve growth factor is not just the survival of the neurons and the replicating in a proper fashion, but it actually helps with neuroplasticity in the brain. So neuroplasticity allows for new thoughts, meaning new thoughts to form in the proper way, as well as to be filed away for a rainy day. Our ability to think quickly, to have great memory, to have great cognitive function, all of those things are, of course, extremely important for learning, and especially as we grow older. Now, one other factor, though, is the more or higher we improve nerve growth factor, NGF, the more anti-inflammatory benefits there are. So just like inflammation affects our brain, it also affects the nerves. And when it affects the nerves, well, that's when we start to see the degeneration in movement patterns and things like Parkinson's as well. All right. The last part, by improving NGF, you're going to improve overall neuropathy in the body. That has to do more with Think about your proprioceptors, your ability to feel cold and hot and sensation. A lot of people, as they get older, they don't have as much sensation in their feet or even their hands, and they drop things more often. They lose their balance. They don't have the best vestibular-based balance, and that is because of the proprioceptors in their body as well. So if we improve NGF, we also improve our proprioceptors, therefore our balance, our touch with hot and cold, as well as being able to sense our environment. So really important for fall prevention and much more as we get older. So as I talked about, one of the big things that the side benefits besides the, of course, prevention that we want of Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, is also improved vision, which the neurons and inflammation of the nervous system is crucial that we begin to stave that off, that we continue to push it away. For improved overall pain regulation, a lot of people are in pain. They have lower back pain. They've got hip pain. They have piriformis syndrome. All of these things can be improved with improved nerve growth factor. And of course, looking at the underlying root cause and biomechanics and proper posture, all of those things, less seating, you know what I'm saying, but all of the things are important, but increasing NGF helps as well. And the last one on this list, besides the major ones, is wound healing. If we can improve circulation and we can improve blood flow in the neurons leading to all areas of the body, well, we can improve wound healing as well. So what I wanted to share with you now is 4 specific nutrients that we know dramatically improve nerve growth factor. So before I get to those, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that no supplement, no nutrient is going to overpower poor sleep, poor nutrition. So when I look at, okay, supplementation is extremely important. And it's not that I don't think exercise is extremely important. I've been a huge advocate of exercise since I started working with clients, which was basically at 17 and a half years old. So it's like, I don't ever want to dismiss that. But walking can suffice for a lot of people. Now, is it as good as walking plus 2 days a week of strength training minimum? No. But like, we need to keep the human body moving. And there's a lot of people who live to 100 years old and they don't strength train. Now, I want everybody to, but they don't necessarily. But people who get to 100 almost always have a decent diet. They don't overeat. They're getting better sleep. Like, these things are important. Now, again, there's outliers for everybody. So I get it. Everybody, knows somebody who never wore a seatbelt and smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. I get it. Some people have phenomenal genetics. They just do, right? I'm not part of that camp. If you're part of that camp, amazing, but not everybody is, right? And so here's what I want to look at it. We work on stress. We work on improving our sleep, and I have lots of free podcasts on those. We work on good anti-inflammatory nutrition, a good anti-inflammatory, mainly Mediterranean style diet. That's what we're looking at, just as a foundation. Then, of course, you can improve upon that. But then these 4 nutrients, which I want to share with you now, dramatically then increase nerve growth factor. The first one is omega-3s. I've shared this before, but there's almost no nutritional supplement with as much research behind it as omega-3s. There's over 20 to 30,000 clinical studies on omega-3s. Last time I checked, it was estimated to be 30,000 studies on the benefits of omega-3s. So we can get them through high omega-3, low mercury metal fish, which would be wild salmon, wild trout, sardines, anchovies, mackerel. Those are amazing. So those will work. We can also get some omega-3s through nuts, such as walnuts, macadamia nuts. It's not going to be as high, but pretty good. Chia seeds, flax seeds, pretty good. Not as high, meaning as fish, but good. A good way to get it. And then omega-3 fish oil, something like the daily omega-3 support. And again, if you're ever worried about your levels of omega-6 to omega-3, easy to test. It's super simple. I can link it up here today at stephencabral.com/3254. You want to know your levels. Bottom line, get your levels to a 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6s to omega-3s, and you will have decreased inflammation by such a massive amount in your body. You can't help but see it. See it on the outside, feel it on the inside. So it's just an easy thing to do that I can't recommend enough. All right. So omega-3s, that's the first one. The second one is turmeric / curcuminoids or curcumin. So curcuminoids are a component of turmeric. You can just take turmeric with pepper, things like that. You can use it in smoothies. You can use it in teas. It works. It's worked for thousands of years. But you can also take an extract, which is curcumin, right? And so that works as well. So it's a really powerful anti-inflammatory. We've known that for years now, well over a decade. Can help to lower blood sugar, can help with overall inflammation, may even help with cancer-based natural, I can't say that word. So natural healing modalities. So you can read between the lines. Again, I'm not giving you any medical advice, medical treatments, medical cures, or medical treatments in any way, but you can look at it as a powerful nutrient for the body. All right. So we have omega-3s. We have curcumin. The next one is lion's mane mushroom or mushroom extract. So you can always eat lion's mane mushroom. I don't know a lot of people that do, but if you want to eat the mushroom, you are welcome to, but you can also take it as a powder or as a capsule, which is basically just encapsulated powder. And that is the extract of it, as I've shared before. So I have a podcast on the most powerful mushroom extracts that you could use. That is on episode 3240. I'll link that up here today as well. But lion's mane is an amazing one for the brain, and now they're showing the nervous system as well. So you can take a couple grams of it a day, or you can take a couple 100 milligrams along with other mushroom-based components. Just make sure it says fruiting body on the back of the label, and that'll make sure that you're getting the actual extract that you want, not just the roots and stems, which is lower in the nutrients that boost nerve growth factor. All right, and the last one is green tea. I've shared it before many, many times on the show, but right now I'm telling you, if you want to have a couple of cups of organic, ceremonial grade, shade grown green tea matcha, it is it's a supplement, but it's an amazing tea that you can consume that has a lot of benefits, and that is because it includes EGCG, which is a very powerful anti-cancer, anti-free radical, oxidative stress nutrient for the body. You can see the science on it. I've shared the science before. Why don't I share the science again on another Friday review of how potent it can be for even things like cancer. So pretty amazing, these 4 specific nutrients. And the side note to this is if you're someone who suffers from a lot of stress, using things like ashwagandha have also been shown to be very beneficial. So a product like Adrenal Soothe, taken 1 at lunch and 2 at dinner, can help to calm elevated cortisol levels. If you're worried about elevated cortisol, you can take the bedtime sleep test or poor sleep test, which is just a cortisol. You take a little saliva tube before bed, or you can take it as part of an overall lab, which is the stress, mood, and metabolism test that looks at all of your hormones, stress levels, thyroid, vitamin D, blood sugar, and more. So however you want to do it, I always want to let you know that we are here to help in any way, shape, or form. You can see all the labs, you can see all the products, the formulas, the protocols that we use in our practice with hundreds of thousands of people every single year. And that's just at stephencabral.com/shop. That'll take you right over to Equalife, and you'll be able to see everything there. But what I want to do is I want to get you the information you need. So the big takeaways will be at stephencabral.com/3254. Additional free podcasts will be linked up there on brain-derived neurotropic factor and the lifestyle, as well as nutrients you need to boost that as well. And then, of course, if you ever have any questions, just feel free to comment on social media. We'd love to get back to you, and we're here to help. The last thing I could say is if you want to join cabralsupportgroup.com, it's a free Facebook group, costs nothing to join, private group. We're happy to answer questions there. Find additional podcasts to get you the information you need to have your best year yet. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the day. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral Concept. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.